Okay, well, thank you very much mga kababayan ko dito po sa Malaysia, dito po sa Sabah, particularly dito po sa Kota Kinabalu. Kumusta kayo ngayon? Kumusta kayo ngayon? Today is October 19 na tayo, no? It's Sunday. And of course, when we talk about Sunday, it must be a family day po, no? Rest day, family day, and prepare for tomorrow dahil bukas trabaho na naman. But not, except dito sa Malaysia. Tomorrow, it's a public holiday naman dito sa Malaysia. In Malaysia, it will be a public holiday because we are going to celebrate nationwide ang yearly Festival of the Lights. Festival of Lights. And we call it Deepavali. No? Deepavali. So, holiday na holiday. And of course, ang mga Hindu temples natin, tomorrow will be busy. Not only sabihin natin sa West Malaysia o dyan po sa Kuala Lumpur, but that nationwide ito, throughout Malaysia, no? Throughout Malaysia. That includes even Sabah. And mayroon tayong mga invitations because normally Malaysians, when we celebrate big occasions po, it has been the tradition. The tradition of all Malaysians that when we celebrate, let's say Hari Raya, Deepavali, New Year, Christmas, no? Chinese New Year, the way we or how we celebrate ang big festivals natin po is, of course, it's holiday, and ang mga celebrants will be organizing open houses po, no? Open houses, it means friends, relatives are invited to come to their house and have some meals or tidbits or whatever socializing po, the whole day yon. And some festivals, it is being celebrated for 2 days, no? 2 days, like Hari Raya celebration talaga is 2 days, but actually it is 1 month celebration. Sa Chinese New Year din po, the first 2 days importante din yan po, but the celebration is 15 days hanggang Chap Gome. From the start of the New Year, Chinese New Year, 15 days yan po, and the culmination of the celebration will be, yun na po ang sabi nila, Chap Gome. And of course, very maganda ang celebration natin dito po sa Malaysia when we talk about Chinese New Year, when we talk about Hari Raya, when we talk about Deepavali. So, ganito po, bukas, ang mga tao dito sa Malaysia, mga Malaysians as well as mga turista, mga foreign workers dito po, everybody will be enjoying the holiday po, no? The holiday, and merrymaking yan po tomorrow. So, as early as now, I would like to invite all mga friends natin, mga friends natin who will be celebrating ang Deepavali. I would like to extend our greetings. My greetings, my and my family's greetings po, ang mga Filipino community din po dito sa Sabah, as well as throughout Malaysia. We would like to extend our happy Deepavali to all our friends who are celebrating the festival, the festival. So, okay. Ngayon, tuloy pa rin ang mga problema dyan sa Pilipinas, ang mga investigation, no? Investigations on the very big scandal in the Philippines, and that is the flood control projects. And at the same time, busy ang gobyerno natin, no? As well as ang mga kapwang kababayan natin, mga Filipinos po, no? Because they are also under threat now. Ano yun ibig sabihin under threat, Nick? Under threat because Philippines is experiencing another typhoon now. The name of the typhoon is Ramil, no? Ramil po. Ang dami na. I was made to understand as early as this morning when I was checking the news in the Philippines. There are more than 22,000 families have been evacuated already po because of this typhoon Ramil. Kaya nga, I would like to say to all our brothers and sisters, especially those now being affected by Typhoon Ramil in the Philippines po, no? Please take care of yourself and make sure that ang mga loved ones natin, especially children, our members natin sa pamilya natin o sa bahay natin po, yun mga may mga sakit, mga buntis, no? Mga people with disabilities, no? And of course, let us not forget also our, sabihin natin, senior citizens and super senior citizens po. Let's take care, make sure that we are monitoring them every now and then, if kung pwede lang po, as often as possible, especially when may flash flood ba or heavy downpour sa mga areas natin. And in the event you think the water is fast rising, please contact the nearest local authorities po and ask for assistance. Maybe immediately evacuate to safer places po. No? Nandiyan naman ang mga local authorities natin, NGOs, no? Including ang mga national authorities natin po, now they are ready to extend in the event. Kailangan na po ang evacuation exercise, rescue operation, so forth and so on. So yun po. Ingat tayo dahil itong Typhoon Ramil. Hopefully this Typhoon Ramil will be out by today or this evening or maybe by tomorrow po. And we are just hoping that this Typhoon Ramil will not bring too much damages po, no? Disaster po, no? Sa Pilipinas. And sana lang po we will not be losing precious lives, no? Dahil kung natuloy lang sana itong mga, sabihin natin, ang mga flash control projects natin, ang mga pera we put para sa flash control projects natin po, no? Nagtuloy talaga, properly implemented, siguro menos na ang, sabihin natin, ang epekto ng mga typhoon or any kind of natural disaster po. But the problem is, hindi natuloy po, nawala tayo ng pera, and projects zero. That's why we say identified already that we are experiencing ghost projects, and not only ghost projects po, but also projects substandard because of corruption in the Philippines, which is now a very big problem in the Philippines. I hope our government will be able to address this problem as soon as possible so that we will be able to recover, no? To recover po, no? To recover not only, sabihin natin na economically, but also recover from whatever sufferings that we are experiencing, no? Before, now, and tomorrow. No? And of course, sana lang po, no? Sana lang po ang security aspect of the Philippines will also be stabilized po. And of course, sana lang po, no? Because of this scandal, corruption scandal po, sana lang po ang Pilipinas will enjoy once again ang political stability. And at the same time po, no? At the same time po, ang trust, public trust, babalik po sa gobyerno. Because so far, when we talk about public trust to the government po, grabe. Grabe po. No? Grabe. In fact, as what I reported earlier, maraming tayong mga reports na rinig dyan po sa Pilipinas, official reports. These are not fake news, but we heard that 97% of the Filipinos believe that the corruption sa Pilipinas widely spread na talaga po. Kung sa cancer pa yan po, it is already stage 4. Sana lang po we'll be able to cure this cancer sa Pilipinas ngayon po. No? And this is for these reasons why one of the medicine that the Filipinos is trying to kill this cancer is through rallies, through demonstration. And some are even calling or believing that if these people in the corruption or who are involved in corruption activities po, they should be jailed. They should be jailed, no? Put behind bars. And there must be justice. There must be accountability. There must be transparency. And return back whatever stolen from the people, from the Filipino, from the coffer of the Philippines. Yun po. Anyway, let's put aside muna dito po itong issue na corruption po. But we cannot avoid. No? Sometimes we have to, any issue that we are talking now po, we cannot avoid but to mention ang corruption sa Pilipinas. Right? But today, sa channel ko po, I'm going to talk about very important issues po. Tayo mga Filipinos, kababayan. But I will be I will be focusing on the importance of caring our kababayan po natin, especially those, we call them the modern heroes. And who are these modern heroes po? As what si former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, he described itong mga Filipinos nagtatrabaho sa labas ng bayan natin or overseas Filipino workers. They are the modern heroes ng Pilipinas. Totoo yun po. Totoo. I totally agree. Po. Kagaya namin dito, although hindi kami marami, kagaya sa ibang nasyon po, sa Saudi Arabia, Singapore, marami din sila sa Japan, no? Marami din overseas Filipino workers. Dito sa Malaysia, konti lang kami po. But parehas pa rin po ang what we are suffering, what we are feeling, ang intention namin, bakit we decided to leave the country, no? And work outside and face the risk, and itong mga iba-iba pang mga problema po. To the extent we even sacrifice being with our loved ones sa Pilipinas, especially mga loved ones natin who at their very tender age, they need our presence. They need our presence. So, let me salute once again. Today, I'm dedicating itong Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico sa mga overseas Filipino workers. Kung nasaan man tayo, kung nasaan man kayo po, saludo ako sa iyo, and I keep on praying. I will continue to pray, include all of us, mga overseas Filipino workers, sa daily prayers ko po. And always wish na we will have security, we will have health, enjoy good health, no? And despite of all these problems, no, we will still be able to find masking paano po to be happy habang wala tayo sa Pilipinas, malayo tayo sa mga loved ones natin. Okay, let me share with you, mga kababayan ko dito po sa Malaysia, and those who are watching my channel, let me share with you isang video clip coming from a foreign vlogger. And totoo talaga ito. This is very true what he is saying. Let's listen and let's be proud. Despite of the problems, hardship that we are facing, let us still be proud of ourselves. Sana lang po ang gobyerno natin po ngayon, gobyerno natin ngayon under the leadership of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos will realize ang mga sufferings, ang mga sacrifices ng overseas Filipino workers, and finally, extend more privileges or give us more protection po. Because dahil sa amin po, whether you like it or not, ang gobyerno, we are helping the economy of our country in a very big way. Through our remittances dyan po sa Pilipinas. And this amount of remittances that we are sending every year sa Pilipinas po, itong mga pera namin po, you can already use it in helping provide better, satisfactory public infrastructures, facilities po. But is it happening? Unfortunately po, galit nga ang mga overseas Filipino workers because we learned that our money went to the wrong people. Yan po ang pinakamasakit para sa mga overseas Filipino workers. Hindi ba? Ha? Kagaya mga Filipinos dito sa Sabah. Am I wrong to say that galit tayo, nasaktan tayo, dahil akala natin ang mga remittances sa mga taxes that we are paying sa gobyerno po, went to the right people and enjoy na po ang mga loved ones natin sa Pilipinas. Improve na ang buhay nila. Pero it went to the wrong people. Anyway, sige lang po. Let's continue muna itong program natin ngayon. Sunday na Sunday. Huwag tayo manggalit, no? Relax muna tayo. Sunday ngayon. Relax muna tayo. Alright. Let me share with you itong video clip po. And let's listen to this. Foreign vlogger ito po. And he appreciated us, mga Filipinos. Especially mga overseas Filipino workers. Let's listen and listen carefully to this video clip.
Overseas Filipino workers are the strongest people on earth. Let me tell you why. You leave your country, you leave your home, your comfort, your family, sometimes even your children, and you step into a foreign country alone, unfamiliar, uncertain, and you work 10, 12, sometimes 16 hours a day cleaning, cooking, building, caring, not for luxury, not even for yourself, but to send money back home. Every single peso. For your kids, for your parents, for people that you love. Sometimes without proper rest, food, or respect. They endure homesickness, loneliness, discrimination, and yes, sometimes even abuse. And what do they say on the phone? Okay lang ako. Don't worry about me. Even if you're breaking down alone in a small room. But you keep going because you got mouths to feed. Because quitting isn't an option. Because love makes them stronger than they. It's not just strength. It's something way deeper. That sacrifice on a level most people won't ever understand. OFWs don't wear armor. They fight silent battles every single day. And you win, not for yourself, but for the ones you love. To the OFWs out there, I'm doing this video for you. You're not being appreciated enough. You deserve respect, love, and acknowledgement. Tell me your story in the comments. And
Alright. Narinig din na po. Sino ito? Tamay Temel? Vlogger ito po. Foreigner ito po, no? He appreciated. He saw and appreciated paano ang matapang ang mga Filipinos, ang mga overseas Filipino workers. Totoo yan po. Ang daming tayong, we are facing a lot of hurdles once we are working outside sa Pilipinas po, di ba? Totoo yan po. Alright. Okay, pwede din. There is a request here now na asking me kung I can replay ulit itong video clip. Yes, I'll do that. No problem. Listen ulit tayo carefully itong video clip. May request. Pasensya lang mga kababayan ko, no? Mayroon tayong request dito na if I can replay again. Okay, pwede din. No problem. Nandito.
let me tell you, workers are the strongest
Hold
people.
on.
Let me tell you why. Overseas Filipino workers are the strongest people on earth. Let me tell you why. You leave your country, you leave your home, your comfort, your family, sometimes even your children, and you step into a foreign country alone, unfamiliar, uncertain, and you work 10, 12, sometimes 16 hours a day cleaning, cooking, building, caring, not for luxury, not even for yourself, but to send money back home. Every single peso. For your kids, for your parents, for people that you love. Sometimes without proper rest, food, or respect. They endure homesickness, loneliness, discrimination, and yes, sometimes even abuse. And what do they say on the phone? Okay lang ako. Don't worry about me. Even if you're breaking down alone in a small room. But you keep going because you got mouths to feed. Because quitting isn't an option. Because love makes them stronger than they. It's not just strength. It's something way deeper. That sacrifice on a level most people won't ever understand. OFWs don't wear armor. They fight silent battles every single day. And you win, not for yourself, but for the ones you love. You know, OFWs out there, I'm doing this video for you. You're not being appreciated enough. You deserve respect, love, and acknowledgement. Tell me your story in the comments. And
Alright. Okay? Yun po, no? Coming from a foreign blogger, from a foreigner, he appreciated what we are doing. Itong mga overseas Filipino workers. Sa Pilipinas, yung gobyerno, ang mga corrupt po, ganun ba po, they look at us, mga overseas Filipino workers? Ito ang involved sa corruption ngayon. They look us, sa atin po, mga overseas Filipino workers, as the source for more money for them. Source tayo sa kanila po, for them to get rich, for them to enjoy life to the fullest, for them to make sure that the children will enjoy maraming benefits po, study abroad. Samantala, tayo mga overseas Filipino workers, dito sa labas, working, instead of by 8 hours, some are working 12 hours, 16 hours. No? Dahil we want to give a better life sa mga loved ones natin, better future sa mga loved ones natin po, that we left behind temporarily dyan sa Pilipinas. Ang problema po, itong mga corrupt natin dyan po sa Pilipinas, itong mga so-called narinig natin, kung totoo man yun, mga senator, mga congressmen, mga politicians natin, mga government officials, top government officials natin po. Why? Bakit ganon ang ugali ninyo? Wala kayong konsensya. No? Hindi lang mga overseas Filipino workers, when you step down from your house, from the doorstep ng bahay ninyo po, dyan sa Pilipinas, you turn left, you turn right, nakita ninyo po, ang buhay ninyo, mga politicians, corrupt, maganda ang buhay, naka-aircon kayo. Paglabas kayo sa daan, kita ninyo, squatter areas. No? Kita ninyo, pila ang mga tao, ordinaryong Pilipino, sa LRT, sa train. Ha? Nahirapan sila po. Nakuha ng jeep papunta sa opisina nila, sa mga trabaho nila po. They wake up very early. So that they will be on time when they arrive sa opisina or sa trabaho nila. Para hindi magalit ang boss. Para hindi ma-discount ang sweldo nila. Kakaya din namin mga overseas Filipino workers. We wake up, we work, odd hours po. Dahil we want money. And that money that we earn, we send, if not all, but majority of that money we send back to the Philippines sa mga loved ones namin. Huh? And we pay taxes every time we do remittances. We pay taxes. And when we go home for holidays, we pay taxes. But what do we get? Pagdating pa lang kami sa airport, nandoon ang corruption. Overpricing ang Grab and taxi natin, ang mga jeep natin po, no? Ang mga goods sa market, wet market or shopping malls, grabe ang presyo po. And this is how itong mga corrupt politician paid us, no? They made our life more miserable instead of helping us. We made their lives mas maganda po. No? Mas maraming pera sila makurakot dyan sa Pilipinas. Dahil sa pera ng mga overseas Filipino workers, pera din ng mga ordinaryong taxpayers, Filipino taxpayers dyan po sa Pilipinas. Sana lang po, we will stop this thing. Grabe na po. No? Grabe na ang sitwasyon ng corruption sa Pilipinas. Pwede ba? Tama na. If you cannot stop, kasi ano na kayo talaga, hook na kayo dyan po sa corruption, siguro po, pwede naman siguro bababa kayo sa pwesto ninyo. And let other Filipinos to take over ang post ninyo. These Filipinos were more sincere, patriotic, God-fearing, no? They will replace you. Allow them. Step down na kayo po. Sobra na po. Sobra na what you have been doing. No? Look at our politicians po, ang buhay nila. Before they became a politician, paano ang buhay nila? After they step down as politician, paano na ang buhay nila? Malaki ang diferensya po. Malaki ang diferensya. Ang problema dyan po, itong mga corrupt, itong mga magnanakaw, politicians, mga government officials po, no? When they retire, may pension sila po. Pero kami, mga ordinaryong Pilipino, are just working as a construction worker dyan sa Pilipinas, or mga domestic helper dito sa labas, or any overseas Filipino workers po. Wala nga kaming pension. When we go back sa Pilipinas, wala kaming pension. Worse still, after every single cent that we send sa Pilipinas po, hoping to give a better life to our loved ones, hoping that magprogreso ang Pilipinas po. Every time we go home sa Pilipinas, we don't see much developments. Worse still, pag uwi ang isang overseas Filipino workers, nakita niya po ang anak niya po, early marriage. Nakita niya ang anak niya po, hooked sa droga. Walang ginawa ang gobyerno po to stop itong illegal drugs sa Pilipinas. I hate to compare, pero mas maganda, para sa akin po, mas maganda ang time ni Tatay Digong when it comes to war against drugs. You see? Ngayon, bumalik na naman itong crime. Bumalik naman ang droga. No? Ang corruption got worse. Kung noon, ang komisyon umihingi ang mga corrupt is 5%. It went up to 10%, 15%. And ngayon, from 2022 to 2025, ang commission that they are asking now, ito mga corrupt individuals, naabot na po from 25 to 35 or even 40%. Grabe. Huh? Grabe na talaga po. What do you think? Now, there is one thing I really salute. Isang tao dyan, isang senador, neophyte ito po. Sana lang po ang Senado will pass itong proposal na po. He is proposing. Sino ito he? I'm referring to neophyte Senator si Erwin Tulfo. He's proposing a bill now that to make sure that ang mga overseas Filipino workers natin po, they are going to have a pension. Those overseas Filipino workers na work 10 years and above sa labas, overseas Filipino workers po, dapat may pension sila po. So pagbalik nila dito po, pensionado sila po, at least may pera. If you are going to depend sa SSS, no? Ang mga contributions sa PhilHealth, blah, 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 blah. Maliit lang yun po. So pwede pa, support kayo, itong mga senador natin po, o sa kongreso dyan, o kung saan man, ang presidente natin. Please support itong pension para sa mga overseas Filipino workers. Kailangan namin ito po. No? Please consider our future also po. No? Consider our future. Let me share you itong another video clip. Video clip po. And kayo po, anong opinion ninyo? Is it a good one or a bad one? Hold on po, nandito po. Let's listen to this.
Mga kababayan, tanong ko muna sa inyo, are you in favor of giving pension
OFWs who have worked more than 10 years abroad? Oo o hindi? Alam nyo, minsan napapaisip ako, for so many years, millions of OFWs have sacrificed everything, iniwan ang pamilya, tiniis ang homesickness, nagpapakasakit sa ibang bansa, just to help not only their families, but the Philippine economy itself. Every month, billions of pesos in remittances go straight to our banks, lifting our economy, keeping the peso alive, sustaining local businesses, and helping the government gain more revenue. In short, OFWs are the silent backbone of our nation. Kaya tanong ko ulit, bakit hanggang ngayon wala man lang tayong pension system na galing mismo sa gobyerno para sa mga OFW na nagtrabaho ng higit sa 10 taon abroad? Isipin mo, we spent our youth, our energy, and our best years serving another country while continuously uplifting our own. Yet, pag-uwi natin, madalas wala man lang tayong natatanggap, kundi pasasalamat lang. Wala man lang seguridad sa pagtanda. Kung sasabihin ng gobyerno na wala silang pundo para dyan, then let me ask this, what about the billions of dollars stolen from corruption? Bakit hindi yun ang gamitin para punduhan ang pensyon program ng mga OFW na tunay na nagbuhos ng pawis para sa bansa? Mga kababayan.
Correct. Totally correct. I support itong idea of giving pension sa mga overseas Filipino workers po. Grabe ang sakripisyo ng mga overseas Filipino workers. Hindi lahat naman, it's a success stories, mga overseas Filipino workers po. It's not all. Narinig na natin po, some overseas Filipino workers, delayed ang salary nila. Mga empleyado nila po, delayed, they abuse us. Some were raped, some were, ang dami po, ang daming problema po. Even our recruitment agencies, they take advantage of sa atin po, mga overseas Filipino workers who wants to work abroad and have a better income. Despite all these things, when you applied from day one, apply tayo po, ang daming mga requirements left and right. We have to pay here, we have to pay that. And then nasa labas na tayo po, we have to face itong mga problema po. Malungkot ang buhay sa labas, especially during the first or second year. Kasi adjusting period pa yun ng Filipino po, overseas Filipino workers. Ang daming luwa lumabas sa mga mata natin po. No? I'll give you one good example. Ako mismo po, when I went and worked sa Brunei, almost every night, malapit lang ang quarters ko po, ang bahay ko po, sa Jerodum Park. Malapit lang po. So, although ang kumpanya nagbigay sa akin ng kotse, no? Ng kotse, may libreng bahay ako, but ako lang mag-isa. Almost every night, after ang work ko po, kasi nasa media ako dyan when I work sa Brunei. Every night, when I go home, malungkot ako lang mag-isa sa bahay. Malapit na ako sa Jerodum Park. During that time, libre pa, maganda pa ang Jerodum Park. No? Every night, I go to this dancing fountain. Nagiging very famous yun. Dancing fountain dyan po sa Brunei. Every night, I will sit down and I will look at the fountain, dancing fountain po. And tears will drop in my eyes. Kasi malungkot, I think about my family. Ako lang mag-isa po. When I turn my face left and turn my face right, akala ko po ako lang mag-isa. Ang dami din mga foreigners. Hindi lang Filipinos po, other nationalities po. Parehas ang feelings namin. The only thing that console us is that de bale na. Pagdating ang sweldo, because we receive our salary once a month lang po, end of the month. Then nakita namin po ang sweldo. Maganda ang sweldo. Malaki. But, dyan sa sweldo po, let's say for example, you are receiving 1,000. 1,000. What will you do with your 1,000? First thing first talaga po, ang overseas Filipino workers will say, okay, makano ang budget ko for this month? How much ang gastos ko? Ito na lang. So, we will try to push it as low as possible. Let's say kung sa 1,000, we slash it to ang expenses namin. Ito ang pagkain ko, ang gastos ko for the month, for 1 month. Slash it to at least mga 200. Ang remaining 800 mo, masayang-masaya na ang overseas Filipino workers to immediately go to the remittance shop and send it back to their family. Send it back to the family. The moment we get the receipt, masayang-masaya ang overseas Filipino. Si Juan de la Cruz is very happy. And sabayon po ang dasal. Sana, Lord, natanggap na sila ang pera. Sana okay ang buhay nila. Sana nakabayad na ito. Sana kumakain din sila ng mga masarap na pagkain. Kagayan ako dito sa ibang bansa. Every grapes or every apple na mahirap tayo makain sa Pilipinas, when we bite, we always think about our loved ones sa Pilipinas. Yun po ang mahirap. Tapos, nandito na mga problema sa trabaho natin po. Hindi lahat ang mga bosses o mga colleagues natin po, kasi diferente nationalities. They are not all good, no? There will come a time na may mga intriga kayo po. Pero pasensya lang. The worst thing is that ang enemy namin hindi dito sa labas. Ang enemy namin ngayon dyan sa Pilipinas. Ang mga corrupt officials natin. Ang mga corrupt politicians natin. Yon ang pinakamasakit. Yon ang pinakamasakit. But anyway, balik tayo po dyan sa pension bill. No? Pension bill. Si Senator Erwin Tulfo. And he was interviewed by a respectable interviewer, media, no? Si Karen Davila. Let's listen to this po. No? Let's listen to this video clip po. And kayo, what do you think? Okay ba itong interview nila or ano? Let's listen to this.
You are actually pushing to institutionalize a pension system for OFWs, right? Tama kayo doon. Kasi OFW yan ang 10 taon, 20 taon, totoo yan. That you said would be separate from the SSS. So OFWs may sarili siyang pension fund. How would you do it? Because pag ganon, there has to be a system involved na yung OFW maghuhulog buwan-buwan. Exactly. Okay. Kasi Karen, experience namin dito sa action center namin sa Quezon City. Matatanda na. Tapos sabi ko, nag-OFW kayo, di ba? Oo, kasi pinaaral ko yung anak ko eh. Kaso hindi nakatapos, nag-asawa ka agad. Yung tirahan namin. Kaya ngayon, naghihingi ng AX dito sa opisina. Ayuda. Pinapanos namin sa DSWD dahil walang pampagamot. That is the problem. Pero kung aside sa Social Security, meron siya nakukot-kot, meron siya kahit papano na natatanggap na 10,000 o 15,000. Depende sa kanyang contribution. Kahit tayo, maglalagay ang gobyerno, mag-contribute ka rin. Depende sa kapag. Yeah, actually, Senator-elect Erwin, that would be a good law. That is like changing. Game
Alright, totoo yan po. I totally agree with Neophyte Senator Erwin Tulfo. No? Erwin Tulfo. Kailangan talaga po, bigyan natin ng may pension system tayo sa mga overseas Filipino workers dahil mga overseas Filipino workers, malaking tulong dyan po sa bayan natin. Bayan natin po. Kailangan po. So in other words, makontribute ang OFW, si Juan de la Cruz, and at the same time, mayroon din contribution ang gobyerno. So, when they go back, mag-retire na sila po, at least mayroon silang pera. Kung they will only depend yun sa PhilHealth or sa SSS po, maliit lang yun po. Maliit lang yun po. Hindi yung kaya. Hindi yung kaya po. After all the sacrifices ang mga OFWs, balik na naman sila from zero kung mag-uwi na sila sa Pilipinas. Worse still, kung hindi successful ang mga anak nila dahil nagdroga o nag-asawa ng maaga, so balik talaga sa zero. No? And at that time, ang mga OFWs po, matanda na po, hindi na kaya po. Even though they want to go back sa mga employers nila po, dahil sa regulasyon natin, dyan sa Pilipinas, may age limit, hindi na kaya po. Then, doon na po ang mga regrets. And tuloy-tuloy na yun po ang mga sakit ng mga overseas Filipino. While itong mga corrupt natin, sa gobyerno, maganda ang buhay nila po. May jet pa sila, may helicopter pa sila. Maganda ang mga vehicles, very expensive ones. Ang mga damit nila, maganda. And then magtanong pa sila sa mga politician natin, bakit bumalik kayo? Overseas Filipino workers na kayo po, bakit bumalik pa kayo dito sa Pilipinas? And more still, pagbalik sila, even though they want to work, kaya pa magtrabaho, but because of age limit, hindi na sila kaya magbalik sa employers nila, dito na lang sa Pilipinas sana, pero walang trabaho available for them. Walang trabaho po. Okay, farming na lang sila. Okay, mag-farming. Halaga ng mga manok, mga animal. Mataas din ang feeds. No? Ngayon na, mga gulay natin po, magkano na. Grabe po. So I think it's about time na ang gobyerno, thank you very much, Senator Erwin Tulfo. You managed to think about this thing, itong law or bill that you want to pass po. Sana matuloy na ito po. Kailangan na kailangan niyo po. Let us protect. Let's give extra assistance sa mga modern heroes natin po, mga overseas Filipino workers. What kind of assistance? Ito na po. Maganda ito. Ang pension system para sa mga OFWs. I really support this. At saka, the other thing din, ang mga loved ones ng mga overseas Filipino workers, mag-ingat din kayo po because hindi easy ang buhay ng overseas Filipino workers. Ang mga tatay ninyo, mga auntie ninyo po, who are supporting you, no? Itong mga kabataan natin, please, no? Hindi mahirap maghanap ng pera sa labas ng bayan natin. Maraming sakripisyo po. Maraming sakripisyo. And of course, once again, I would like to say, itong gobyerno natin po, be practical, open your mind, and don't be, sabihin natin, greedy, no? Self-centered. Kayo na lang, you only think about yourself, you only think about your family. Think about your neighbors din. Think about your neighbors. Parehas tayo, lahat tayong Pilipino. The only way that Philippines can go up again po is kung united natin, tayo. Let's say for example, I'll give you a very good example po. Also related itong sa mga corruption, ang buhay natin po, mahirap tayo to climb sa ladder of success po. For example, itong tourism industry natin sa Pilipinas. Noon, maganda po ang turismo sa Pilipinas. Di ba? Ang Manila, ang Philippines, number 1 po sa tourism. No? Number 1. Dahil Ito na po, maganda ang advokasya, campaign, tourism campaign natin, maganda po. But what happened now? What happened now po? Dahil sa corruption. What happened? Ano nangyari po sa turismo natin? Okay, let's go back to our record sa tourism for this year. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we only recorded something like 3 million plus tourist arrivals sa Pilipinas ngayon po. Compared sa neighboring countries natin. Neighboring countries, it means Asian countries. Okay, number 1 ngayon with, I think, if I'm not mistaken, also around 29 million tourist arrival. Ang Malaysia po. Ang Malaysia. Second, I think, followed by Thailand. Thailand, and then I think Vietnam or Singapore. See? Ganda ang record. Ang pinakamababa ngayon, tourist arrivals, is ang Philippines with 3-something million lang. Why? Why ang mga turista doesn't want to go to Philippines? Dahil maraming problema ang Pilipinas po. Corruption nandyan. Public transport mahirap. Ang exchange value natin po. See? Ang droga. What do you expect? Ang mga foreigners, they will come and visit sa Pilipinas? Kung itong mga problema natin po, security, wala. Left and right, may kidnapping, hold-upping, corruption dito, corruption doon. Security natin, mahirap. That is the reason why drop ang tourist arrivals natin sa Pilipinas. Samantala, sa ibang nasyon, although if you look at the Philippines, maganda sana kung magpunta tayo sa Pilipinas kasi communication-wise, okay, wala tayong problema. We can speak English. Yan mga turista. Even mga Malaysian friends ko were telling me, Nick, we go to Philippines, no problem in communication. We can, in English, communicate in English. Even the Malay words, almost parehas. No? Walang problema. Instead, you go to, let's say, I went to Thailand. I also faced some problems sa, sabihin natin, communication. Pumunta ako sa Vietnam. Ganon din ang problema. Pumunta ako dyan sa Brunei. Wala tayong problema dyan. Punta tayo sa Indonesia. Sa Singapore. Mas maraming tayo po. Potentials of luring more foreign tourists sa Pilipinas natin po. Because we are friendly, God-fearing, so-called God-fearing noon. Noon, God-fearing tayo po. Ngayon, paano? Left and right ang corruption. Ibig sabihin ng mga Pilipino, hindi natakot sa Panginoon, sa Diyos. No? Corruption, left and right na po. So, yon ang problema. Kaya nga dapat ang gobyerno natin must do something. Must do something. It's better late than never. Pwede pa yan po. Pwede pa yan po. But how to change? The real change? Is it change the entire, sabihin natin, mga politicians natin, elected politicians natin? We must also change ang system sa gobyerno po. Sistema sa gobyerno, we have to change. Change our mindsetting. Especially ang mindsetting ng mga opisyales natin, both politicians and government officials. I-change natin yan po. For as long as we will not do these things po, mahirap po. Again, I would like to repeat, kailangan tayo po, stability. We must have security, stability. We must have political stability. And we must have economic stability. Kung wala tayong security, stability, mahirap po. Investors, foreign investors will not come to us. Turista will not come to us. If we don't have political stability, parehas pa rin. kung ang economy natin baksak na baksak po, hindi po. Hindi. We will not achieve our goal. So ito po, this is what I want to share with you ngayon dito sa programa natin Sunday, October 19. Bukas na tayo mag-usap tungkol sa mga corruption, mga updates ng mga corruption dyan po sa Pilipinas, no? Dyan sa Pilipinas. Medyo mag-high blood na naman tayo. Sa palagay ninyo po, what do you think? What do you think po? Tama ba? Si Senator Erwin Tulfo? Tama ba? Ang mga question, nagbigay ang mga overseas Filipino workers natin po, ang mga vloggers natin, ang foreign vloggers, yung isang foreign vloggers po, mentioning about ang overseas Filipino workers, of which he's looking too high, no? Ang mga overseas Filipino workers po. Grabe po. Kaya nga sabi niya, mga overseas Filipino workers po, no? They fight the war, no? Walang armas po. Yung faith lang nila and the love. They manage to overcome itong mga hurdles sa buhay while outside working. No? Tama yon po. So siguro maski paano po, since Sunday ngayon, I don't want to destroy our weekend holidays natin. So maski paano po, I hope I managed to give you some ideas, and kayo na po, think about it, mga kababayan ko dito sa Pilipinas, sa Sabah o dito sa Malaysia po. Think about this. These things that we discussed dito po sa channel ko ngayon. October 19 po sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. So in the meantime, siguro hanggang dito na naman na lang ang programa natin. Once again, I would like to extend Happy Deepavali to our Malaysian friends po, no? Who will be celebrating ang Deepavali Festival tomorrow, no? Tomorrow, October 20 po. So ingat lang tayo lahat, and let's continue to pray and hope for the best, not only for Philippines but also for Malaysia and of course for the world. So with this, I would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Sabah, Malaysia, the Philippines, God bless us all, and I'll see you in my next episode. God bless, and I love you.